Okay, we should be live now. Hi, everyone. My name's Nigel, by night known as Beedo Sookcool of CreatureCantina.com. This is my first solo live stream, and the first live stream review of an action figures and their beers. So just gonna wing it here and with a few notes and see how it goes. Welcome if you're joining us, and thank you. So anyway, a little bit of background here. I've been working with Bill Cable and his CreatureCantina.com Star Wars comedy website for years now, and many years ago, was it 2009? I think it was. I had this idea where I was drinking a Cobra brand lager at home back in England, and as I was drinking this Cobra lager, as I was unwinding from a day at work, an ad came on for the new GI Joe movie, and I thought, GI Joe, Cobra, GI Joe, Cobra, GI Joe, Cobra. Wouldn't it be nifty if they did product placement for this in the Terrordrome mess hall in that movie? Well, it never happened, but it gave me the idea to pair up action figures and beers and what they would drink, or just random connections. And been doing that since 2009. So it's proved semi-popular, or at least mildly entertaining. So I've kept doing it. So I want to thank Bill Cable of CreatureCantina.com for giving me the bandwidth to explore this little bit of weirdness, and it's been an absolute hoot. Bill has also written some action figures and their beers himself, and he's actually done a few video reviews as well. So if you want to see all the action figures and their beers reviews from me and Bill, drop down to creaturecantina.com. I provided a link in the description below. And there's just tons of other good stuff on creaturecantina.com as well, pretty much to suit any comedic taste for Star Wars fans. Anyway, let's crack on with this. We don't have anyone in the chat just yet, so let's get on with this, shall we? Anyway, so today I'm choosing to do Olde English 800. If you're not familiar with this, and I can pretty much guarantee a lot of people back home will not be familiar with this, it's 5.9% ABV malt liquor, which is an American legal term. It's a brewing industry legal term for any beer that is over 5% alcohol by volume. So yeah, it's actually manufactured in several regions of the USA and a few other places around the world. And the quality varies quite a bit. I did some research into this. And up in Canada, this can get brewed up to a whopping 8% ABV. And I'm just wondering why we don't get that down here. Hint. And it goes all the way down in potency to 3.2% alcohol by weight in Texas. I don't know why they do it differently in Texas, but 3.2% alcohol by weight translates into about 4.2 ABV, alcohol by volume. And the quality of this, I've found out, varies wildly. In fact, the Texan version has been reviewed as one of the worst mass market beers in the world, which was that ratebeer.com said that in 2010. And yikes, that's terrible. Anyway, I've never tried this before last year. It's one of those things people said I should try because it's called Olde English. I'm nearing 50 and I was born in England, so I should know what this is about. So I tried some earlier in the year and I thought, yeah, this would make a good review. And some of the people in the No BS Beer Lovers League Facebook group, which I belong to, thanks also again to Bill for recommending it to me, and thanks to Michael Sean Enders, who created the group, for letting me in. It's a fun group. They don't allow any nonsense. You're just there to enjoy beer and drinks and have fun, and none of that other nonsense that everything seems to entail these days online. No politics, no serious stuff, just enjoyment of beer, and I really like that. And if that sort of thing appeals to you, then I've also provided another link down here in the description. So anyway, what's this about Olde English 800? Well, let's find out, shall we? The research I said I've been looking into has said that it was introduced in the mid 1960s with a new name change, because in the 1940s it was originally called Ruff's Old English Stout. And if you're into beer, yeah, this doesn't look like a stout, I guarantee you. It's definitely not dark and opaque enough. A nice clear golden color. I like that. It's a good beery look to it. And I found no information as to why it's called Old English 800. Not a clue whatsoever. It's just confusing. Now, when I mentioned that I wanted to review this in the No BS Beer Lovers League, someone said I have to do a 40 of this. Well, I looked. I looked all over the area I live in, which is in northern Georgia, and I could not find an actual 40-ounce one of these. So the closest I could get was a 42-ounce. And if you are familiar with Douglas Adams and the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, 42 is an important number, and it goes to prove my basic theory that alcohol is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Just kidding, kids. Drinking is not big or clever. I have to say that for legal reasons. Anyway, so what is this? Pours out nicely, nice and clear. It's got a mild aroma to it. It's a pleasant aroma. And it's a mild, watery, lagerish type beer, despite having the malt liquor taste to it. And the thing is, the thing that gets me about it most is that it's sweet. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I was not expecting sweet. And the funny thing is, it does have, I looked at the ingredients list, and it does have, where is it? It had corn syrup. Corn syrup is the fourth. It's the fourth ingredient in this stuff. And props to them, it's not high fructose corn syrup, which would make it absolutely sickening and more sort of like an alcoholic barley soda pop. And this is refreshing. I'm not going to lie. It's not the best beer I've ever had, but it is refreshing, and that's important on a hot summer's day, especially down here in the South. And the fact that it's sweet got me to thinking, English, sweet beer. This would make for a good shandy. And if you've not had a shandy before, it's where you take some lager and some fizzy lemonade, whatever brand you like. I just grabbed this. And you mix it together. Well, the first time I tried it, I thought, this is already sweet. It doesn't really need much extra sweetness. So I'll just add some lemon flavor to it. A couple drops of lemon, swirl it around. And that makes a pretty darn good simulation of a nice, refreshing summer shandy. Almost stumbled over my own words there. So yeah, that's nice. It's refreshing, good for a summer day. And then I got to thinking, well, what's it going to be like if I try to make an actual shandy with half of the beer and half of the fizzy lemonade? So let's try it. And that's about right. And that is very sweet. I'm not sure if it's this particular brand that I picked up, or if it's just in general that the corn syrup in the beer helps add to the sweetness. But it is sweet, it is tasty, and it is nice, cold, crisp, and refreshing. So it's not bad. Now, as for this brand itself, Old English 800, it's not something I think I would go out of my way to track down, but if someone offered me one, I sure as hell wouldn't turn it down. It's not terrible. Right, so this is called Action Figures and Their Beers. So where's the action figures? I'll tell you where the action figures are. I have decided to pair up with Olde English 800, the Hammond Collection Baryonyx. Now, this is a pretty nifty action figure, and I'll tell you why. Because it's an extremely well sculpted and super articulated dinosaur toy. This is the kind of stuff I would have absolutely gone nuts for when I was younger, and I'm pretty much going nuts for it now. It's marvelous. It's got super articulated hinges at the upper jaw, lower jaw, the head, the neck, the shoulders, the elbows, the hips, the knees, the ankles, and the toes. It's got a nice ball joint here at the base of the tail, and the tail also has a bendy wire in it, so you can get a lot of good poses out of this thing. Now, it comes in this really artsy looking, but honestly kind of boring box. It's supposed to, they seem to think that boring equals premium for some reason when it comes to packaging. I don't know. It's got the space for it. You have to plug the tail in when you get it. It's got a little bit blurb on the back, and it's got some moody lighting on there to demonstrate the bit from the movie where a baryonyx broke into a sealed chamber that had lava dripping into it. And all I can say is, one does not simply shake off molten lava. I did not like that movie. So anyway, that's the box. The reason I'm pairing up Baryonyx with the Olde English 800 is because Baryonyx here is from the early Cretaceous period, roughly, I want to say 135 million years ago. Do I have got the notes here? Yep, 135 million years ago, so he's old. Baryonyx was also first discovered in the county of Surrey, which is south of London, which is in England. So he's old and he's English, so Olde English 800. I have no idea where the 800 comes in. Might do a separate review on this. Anyway, the sculpt is pretty darn good. It's nicely detailed. It's very accurate to the way he's portrayed in the movie. The alligator-like scoots on top's a bit of fanciful artistic license. No one knows if that is accurate or not. The only thing I have to say about this thing, negative about it, is the advertising for it. Now, I don't have the box doesn't have the pictures that I wanted to show you, but in some of the promotional pictures, it shows the Baryonyx with his head tilted at a completely impossible angle. Like, the neck is straight ahead and the head is way over this way. So I think that was just a case of them using the rendering for advertising, and it doesn't match up with the way the actual plastic works in real life. So anyway, that is about it for me. Baryonyx from the Hammond Collection, Olde English 800. On the whole, the beer's okay. Like I said, wouldn't drink it, wouldn't seek it out, but it is refreshing. If you find any, it's good for a hot summer's day. You can mix it, and it turns out all right. So I think that's about all I have to say. Oh yeah, I always do in my articles, I always do a drink this if you also like. So drink this if you also like lagers or soda pop or shandies or just refreshing cold fizzy beverages in general. So that's about all I have to say on that. And if you enjoyed this, please consider sharing, liking, subscribing, all that other stuff that people on YouTube try to extort you into doing. And if you're interested, we've got a couple links below, like I said, for creaturecantina.com and the No BS Beer Lovers League. So thanks again for watching. I hope to do more of this. If it proves popular enough, I might do more. If it doesn't, I'll move on to something else. But thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. And until Until next we meet, take it easy and have fun. Thank you very much.